Shalom, alumni, our very dear alumni, our dear friends. I would like to wish you all a Shana Tova, a year of good health, and a year of abundant blessings. We're preparing in these final days before Yom Kippur for the sealing of our judgment, which takes place on Yom Kippur. And there's a Gemara in Masechet Rosh Hashanah that I always think of at this time of year. In this Gemara, Rabbi Akiva tells us that on each festival there's an act that we perform, and that act brings blessing upon us. Rabbi Akiva says, "Mipnei ma amra Torah haviu omer b'Pesach." Why did the Torah tell us to bring the barley, the measure of the barley harvest on Pesach? Because Pesach is the beginning of the harvest, and so that our harvest will be blessed, we perform this mitzvah. Continues Rabbi Akiva and says there's a mitzvah which we perform on Shavuot. On Shavuot we bring shtei halechem, we bring the 2 loaves to the mikdash, which come from wheat, we do that because at that time we begin harvesting our fruits. So the bringing of the symbolic loaves is done so that our fruits will be blessed. And Rabbi Akiva goes on and says, why do we have nisuch hamayim? For what reason do we have the libation of water on the holiday of Sukkot? Because Sukkot is the beginning of the time of the rains in Israel, and therefore we bring the wine libation so that our rains will be blessed. And continues Rabbi Akiva and says, and on Rosh Hashanah what do? We say Malchuyot, Zichronot, and Shofarot. We recite the 3 blessings in Shemona Esrei so that we will receive God upon us, accept Him upon us as King, and He will remember us in His mercy and bless us. Then suddenly the Gemara stops. Rabbi Akiva stops in his words, and he doesn't continue to Yom Kippur. The obvious thing that the Gemara would be doing is continuing and saying, and why do we fast on Yom Kippur? Or why, during the time of the temple, were the 2 goats brought on behalf of all Israel to the temple? Rabbi Akiva stops short, and he doesn't say the formula that he has been saying, bring before, or fast before me on Yom Kippur, so that I will bless you with forgiveness. Why does Rabbi Akiva not do this? It seems to me that there's a statement here in the Gemara which is deeply relevant to each and every one of us, that there are no formulae when it comes to Yom Kippur, that there's a mitzvah of tshuva, but how exactly tshuva is going to be performed by each of us, how much tshuva is enough, when does one do tshuva? We know that there's a measure of matzah that we need to eat. We know there are measures of everything. There's no measure of tshuva. There's no formula when it comes to tshuva. I believe Rabbi Akiva, stopping short, is telling us that this is a blessing which is accessible to everyone, that there are no specific routes, that any route which takes us to God is the right route. So I wish to share my bracha to our alumni who were once in our Beit Midrash, and you're not there on a daily basis. You're certainly there with us in our hearts. I pray the Beit Midrash is with you in your heart. And to all of our alumni, to all of our friends, I wish to give you the bracha that we should each find our own way to God on this holiest day of the year, Yom Kippur, and be able to rejoice afterwards on Sukkot from a feeling of fullness, of plenitude, that the tshuva process has been accomplished, that we have our own renewal, and now we're striding forth in the new year to the joy of Sukkot. Gemar Chatima Tova v'Chag Sameach.